All right, so welcome to Devoxx, or Night Hacking at the Devoxx Conference, and we're doing live interviews here all day, today and tomorrow, and I'm joined with Arun Gupta from Red Hat. Welcome, Arun.
Thank you.
I really love your hat.
I like it too.
And your mustache.
Yeah, this is a Movember thing. I don't know if I'm going to be allowed this after I go back home. So we'll see how long it lasts. The red hat is permanent though, which is a good thing.
Nice. Just keep traveling for the next month, and then your wife can't say anything.
Well, then she won't let me enter the house anyway, but stay outside.
Very good. So let's chat a little bit about Devoxx4Kids. So I see you're wearing a very beautiful T-shirt there with the Devoxx4Kids logo.
Yeah.
And it was announced at the keynote today, some of the exciting things happen around Devoxx4Kids around the world. And
right.
you are running the US chapter
That's right.
of Devoxx4Kids. So in the past year, you've been doing a lot of events in the Bay Area, and it's expanding even beyond that. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so this year, I founded the US chapter. I, of course, run the Bay Area chapter as well. In addition, we have chapters running in Denver. Atlanta chapter is kicking off in November as well. In the Bay Area, we did basically a State of the Union at our board meeting. Since this is a nonprofit organization, so we have a Devoxx4Kids board. So at the board meeting about a couple of weekends ago, we talked about it, and we were pretty impressed. We were building a good cadence, and we realized we did about 22 meetups this year. In addition, we went out to several schools and libraries around Bay Area. And then we had 3 big events. First one was by O'Reilly, which is OSCON.
Yep.
Then we did a very successful event at Java One, which was again, like a lot of good things that we have heard about it.
Yeah, no, that was nicely done.
Yeah, and then the last one we did was at Silicon Valley Code Camp, which was about 300 plus kids.
And that's the second year there.
The second year there.
Yeah.
But overall, if we just look at this year itself, we have reached out to about 1,500 kids just this year.
That's pretty impressive.
I think given where we were like a year ago, which was basically nothing.
Yeah.
We literally formed our organization last year, December. So in less than a year, this is where we are right now. And we want to end the year with a bigger splash. So we are planning a much bigger event, for example, in December. And we're looking at about 200 to 300 kids over 2 days. Lots of cool stuff, get the kids excited, make sure they have fun.
Nice, nice.
It should be fun.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So I've been helping you out with a bunch of workshops.
Absolutely. Well, I think that has been immensely helpful. The Raspberry Pi workshops, it's amazing when you bring the entire setup, because that really simplifies the entire thing for us, because typically the most challenging part of a workshop for us is the setup.
Yeah.
And you bring the entire goodie in a suitcase. It's like, your Raspberry Pi on the go. You bring the entire thing, you open it up, and kids are like mesmerized. Oh, what is this setup? Then they plug in the whole thing, and they learn basic lambdas concept.
The important thing is that it gets them excited about the technology and the
Yeah,
hardware, and
yeah.
then they go home and their parents and them can actually play and dabble with it on their own
Right,
pace.
right. Yeah, the Raspberry Pi has been just tremendous hit. And I think I really thank, in that sense, Ben Upton and rest of the Raspberry Pi Foundation. They've done a tremendous job bringing such a low price point. And then people like you, who are going around the world and talking about it, raising awareness. So it's, if not us, then who? If not now, then when?
No, it's true, and it's really great. We're at the founding location of Devoxx4Kids. Stefan Jensen, who runs the Devoxx conference, actually kicked this off a couple years ago based on getting encouraged by his own son.
Right.
Which is a great success story.
And I think most of the time that's what is happening. People who are getting involved, they have a kid at that age who they're seeing, I can actually apply this at my own home, and that's how they get engaged anyway.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Cool. So you have big plans for the next year for Devoxx4Kids.
Right. We in the board meeting, again, we talked about what are the key things we are looking at. So this year, for example, within US, we focus a lot on the sort of privileged families.
Yeah.
Say, bring your own laptop. These are, I call them as privileged families. So one of the big agenda items for 2015 for us is to focus on underprivileged kids.
Okay. So more workshops where you can have kids from underserved neighborhoods.
Yeah, so we're looking for
Make sure you have a complete setup so they can just go there and actually participate.
Exactly. So we're looking for sponsorships where people can say, here are 10 laptops from us, and you give them to the kid. we don't want to just hand over the laptop. We really want to build a relationship with them so that we can go there maybe every month or every other month and then say, you know what, we're going to teach you basic computing fundamentals. And then we want you to keep working on it. So that's one big agenda on our item right now. The other one that we are also looking at is generating lots of new content. So far our workshops have been primarily Java, Python, some JavaScript, but we are looking at diversifying into iOS and Swift workshops. So we already got somebody lined up for that.
Cool.
We are looking at HTML5 workshops. We are looking at how can you create simple games using WebSocket. We are also talking to you, for example, on Lego Mindstorms. So hopefully that they'll get them excited into Robot C and things like that.
Oh, and we're also 3D printing?
3D printing, yeah. So we're trying to diversify. So creating new content is another one.
Yeah, that's one of the ones. So my daughter's 11, and she's interested in technology, but I try not to force it on her and let her learn at her own pace.
Yeah.
But she's kind of surrounded by gadgets and toys and things.
Yeah. It was funny because this is like a one-hand printer. You were saying me, right? One-hand keyboard, actually.
Yeah. So prototype. It'll eventually turn into something useful.
Right.
But so for her, having the physical items like the Now Robot and the 3D printer actually got her attention and more of her interest into technology.
Yeah.
And she comes with me to the workshops and helps teach other kids. So I think it's a good way of testing which technologies will resonate well with kids versus which ones are a little bit more difficult to teach.
Right. I think, and that's really our third thing big on the agenda itself is young presenters.
Yeah.
I just want to train the trainer, coach those kids. I've done that for many years. So I just want to back off now, get these kids ready, get them ready so that I can work with them, give them all, what is public speaking about, teach them, how to deliver a workshop, because then that's what is going to give us scalability. And
absolutely. We just did a train the trainer here at Devoxx.
Right.
And probably another one at Java 1 when that comes around the corner as well for Bay Area parents.
Right. So I think that's just going to work very well. And end of the day, these kids, when they go out in the industry, they're not afraid. They are like confident.
Yeah.
And that's how we're going to grow raise the overall C level.
Cool. So it's really exciting, all the work which you're doing to raise awareness of technology in the young folks, the next generation. Also promoting, gender equality because there's a really good gender ratio at the workshops I've been attending.
Yeah, but one of the things that I want to highlight, for example, at Java 1 particularly, we worked with, Oracle Academy actually worked with Black Girls Code.
Yep.
There were 20 girls from Black Girls Code who showed up at the event, and one of my instructors was telling me that I intentionally introduced mistake in my code, and I've been waiting. It's not a mistake, it will work as is, but he has been waiting for somebody to ask that question. That question was actually asked by one of the black girls, and it's like, oh, I've been waiting for that thing. So it's like, it's beautiful. We just need to kind of polish these girls a little bit, nurture them a little bit, give them exposure, and then you see they're one of the sharpest girls.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, the girls in my workshops usually are the ones who get the questions right.
Yeah. Boys are typically busy messing around with their own things anyway.
They turn the Legos into swords and weapons.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, it's been really great chatting with you about Devoxx4Kids, and we have lots of fun workshops to look forward to when we get back to the Bay Area.
We very well have. It's really thanks to our sponsors like Oracle Academy, Red Hat, O'Reilly. These are the guys who are making it possible. So always looking for corporate sponsors.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.